What's up, guys? It's Rantium here, and today we are back in Skyrim. That's right, you guys, and oh snap, is it gonna be an awesome freaking day? So guys, welcome back, and happy Saturday. So today we're back in everyone's favorite hold, once again, taking a look at this Homestead Armory Manor. Now, I believe that's how you pronounce that. I don't think it's Armory. I think it's Armory. I'm not sure. Perhaps we'll just call it Armory. But even still, we're here taking a look at it in Whiterun. But it's actually not in Whiterun. You see that little white bird off to the left of my, or off to the right of my character, but off to the left of the screen? That's actually where we're going to head. But let me go ahead and show it to you where you're going to find it. We're over here in Whiterun. For some reason, the symbols are not showing up. But Whiterun is where we're currently at. Dragon's Reach is right there. And the entrance to Whiterun is like right there. But around here we got Chillfurrow Farm, Battleborn Farm, Haunting Broom Meadery, as well as Pelagia Farm and Whiterun Stables. Now you're going to want to come up towards Dragon's Reach, and you're going to want to turn right as soon as you walk towards the bridge. So if you see the bridge, turn right, and you're going to want to find the Armery Canyon White Raven. And here we are, in the Armery Canyon, and there is indeed some custom music being played. Now, I went ahead and teleported here just to go ahead and see if the mod was actually stable to make sure it would work with my load order, which if you want to see where it's at in my load order, you can go and check that out in the description of the mod, or in the description of the video. But that's how you get back to Whiterun from this home. Now, the home itself, look at that. It looks like a castle. It almost looks like a chateau, you know, the stereotypical chateaus that you see in France and in, you know, outskirts of like London, or outskirts of England and stuff like that. It looks really pretty. Now let's see, let's go ahead and do this really quickly. We're gonna go ahead and turn it to about 6 a.m. just like that. We'll get the sun baking the canyon a little bit, but this is the home. Now it does come with your own kind of like little island, your own secluded little spot right here. It's basically your own spot of Skyrim, although I don't think we're in Skyrim anymore, Toto. I don't think we are indeed. But the home itself almost looks like Molsheim from France, which I think is one of the buildings that Bugatti uses as a museum, if I'm not mistaken. It's the home that Ettore Bugatti lived in, I want to say. I could be completely off on that, but it does look like something from Molsheim, France. Now we're gonna save the house for last because the surrounding area is one of the main draws to this house for me. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of a lot of elvish architecture. So it looks like the architecture from the Forgotten Vale. So when you finally get up to the top of the area with the snow elves, this is kind of what it looks like with all of the white architecture and stuff like that. The blue flames are a super pretty touch. This is kind of like a big garden, but up here, this sculpture of the two lovers laying with each other is actually the Lover's Stone. So you can actually activate it and use that as the Lover's Stone, which is kind of cool. Now, like I said, this is kind of a big garden area out here, and I love the music. It sounds kind of cool. I like it. A lot of pink flowers and stuff like that. Kind of a nice little spot out here. Now, as we move through the home, you guys will notice that a lot of the decor is very nice. It's very modern, may not fit into Skyrim all that well, but is still pretty cool. Now, the reason we're bypassing that bridge right there is because there's one thing that I wanted to show you first, which is technically not really the coolest part about this house, but it's just down here. I just want to make sure that you guys know where this is at. So if you come down this lovely little spot and follow the water, it will eventually lead you to a nice little cave through here. Now, the cave itself doesn't boast anything crazy. In fact, we're not going to spend too much time in the cave, but it continues down there into a flower patch. But let's go into the cave. So this is the cave. It's an interesting, I don't know why it's even here, but that little house up there doesn't really have anything. In fact, the main draw would just be the seating area over the water and attached to that bridge. From what I saw in my initial exploration inside of here, there's really nothing to this. But if you guys want to take a look at it and write down there in the comments what you guys have found, if it's anything different from basically nothing, then I would love that. But let's check out the rest of the house, shall we? Alright, so back up towards the home. I love all the nature that's just kind of put through here. You know, you have the running stream, you have the trees down from Riften, you have the trees in Falkreath and Riverwood, you've got nice big meadows, big plains full of beautiful little flowers, and then just look at the home just sitting right there. Hello there, Winnie Babbitt. How you doing? Good to see you. Now, it looks like it's sitting on a massive marble foundation, which is interesting to say the least, but it feels castle-esque, and I love this inner courtyard right here. Beautifully done. I love the stonework, the window work, and just the architectural style of the actual home, because I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in Skyrim. That's looking pretty damn custom. Now, if we come over this bridge, we get a little bit of a better view as to what the actual grounds of the castle looks like, and just look at that. You're sitting right on some water, you know, you got a big lake out there, 2 waterfalls, and all sorts of greens to just surround you in nature. Beautifully done, and I love the way it's laid out. But over here is more of Armery Canyon. Now this reminds me of the Goma Perro Land, one of the last mod showcases that I did, with the super modern, super realistic kind of hotel area. This is kind of what it reminds me of, you know, the whites, the blues, almost feels a little bit like you're in Greece, a little bit like you're in Santorini, but also like you're in Skyrim because of all of these, you know, these pokey things. Doesn't that come from, I can't remember where exactly it comes from, but I've seen it used in a few of the mods, and it's super cool looking, but, you know, it's a little bright out, so let's go ahead and put in some clouds. Weather, cloudy, just a little bit, just to dull the sunlight just a little bit, the deadly laser in the sky, but look at this lovely white piano. Just kind of nice to have. It's not a little piano by any stretch of the imagination. That is a grand piano, but I like this. I like the little wading pools over here. You know, whether or not you could use them as actual pools or if it's just a fountain area, it's up to you. Because if you own the house, you own everything here, so you can use it for whatever the hell you want to use it for. But I like all the little terraces, you know, I like all the little windows. It's very Snow Elf inspired just because of the architecture of all the buildings and stuff. But these pillars, I don't think I've ever seen these in Skyrim. They look a little bit more custom, but they flow well with the Snow Elf architecture. Now down here you have your own little private lake with your own little gazebo and your chair. I remembered what it was this time. And I like this little spot down here, you know, you could go take a dip in the lake. And it's kind of nice. You have the backdrop of all these waterfalls, and it's just it's a nice place to have. And truthfully, you know, a lot of this actually reminds me of from The Witcher: Blood and Wine, the DLC. A lot of the architecture actually reminds me of the big castle that you saw off in the distance. I cannot remember the name of it to save my life, but it also reminds me of The Great Gatsby. Are you thinking of the scene that I'm thinking of right now, when Gatsby is standing over his pool and he gets shot in the back and falls into his pool? Spoiler alert. For those of you that have not read The Great Gatsby or seen The Great Gatsby, kind of gives me a little bit of that vibe. But I gotta say, I like all the flowers, I like all the white, it's clean and it's refreshing and it's crisp. That's what I like about this, you know. It's not for everybody, obviously. Some people like the rugged homes in Skyrim, but for me, I like the classy side of it, and I like the way this is designed. The mod author's done a wonderful job on just the grounds, but let's sate everyone's hunger for the actual home. Alright, back across our marble and stone bridge. Beautifully done bridge as well. I could do without the ups and downs, but that's okay. That's quite okay. Now this home is indeed free. All you have to do, like I said, is find that white raven in Dragon's Reach, and then you'll be good to go. So we are now on the first floor of Armery Manor. Now, as I've said before, the architecture of the inside of the home is very similar to that of the outside, but I can dig the marble and tile walls. It's an interesting floral pattern, but it goes along with the theme of the entire house, the flowers. Pretty cool to see. Now we have regular Skyrim music in here, which I can hear in my right ear, but love the little paintings, so let's see. We have a second floor entrance right there, but we also have another door down here. That leads into the basement, so we'll check that out momentarily because we want to check this hallway out first. I love all the natural light coming in through these big windows. And let's see what we have here. This seems to be maybe the dining room, if I had to guess. I like the big hearth right here. It's a beautifully done custom hearth with nice big vases, or vases, for those of you that want to say it that way. And then a nice little area over here with kind of a raised ceiling. Kind of reminds me of the Cheesecake Factory. I know, a strange thing to equate it to, but you know, I'm weird like that. But let's see, what else do we have in here? I know I'm going a little fast right there, but it's just because it's only a transition. I love the big kitchen. Look at this. You got some massive sweet rolls right here. Very large, looks like a copper sink. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a copper sink. And then the biggest freaking, holy god, this is a big ass hat for your oven. Damn, looks like they're cooking some ash hoppers. I'll be taking that. Thanks, appreciate you. All right, so that is indeed the kitchen. Nice little spot to come and store some of your stuff. So let's check out the basement first. Okay, all the music has stopped. And we are now inside of the basement, which is a little dark. I'll give it that. Let's turn up the brightness only just a skosh. And there we go, perfect. Now we can see a little bit better, but check this out. Looks like we have our smelter right here, which is generating a lot of smoke, so I feel carbon monoxide poisoning is going to be a very bad thing in this home. Now, what does this dark corner over here have? Nothing? Perfect. Okay, well, that's fine. Now, like I said, we have the smelter right here, a couple flowers and plants. Most of them are just ferns, and it looks like some mushrooms and stuff, so that could be why the carbon monoxide isn't killing them yet. But looks like we have our own little well. Doesn't work, but it's still kind of cool to see. And then we have a nice big blacksmith forge, which with a very custom stone-worked masonry. Looks really pretty. Got some grindstone right there, and then over here in the corner we have our wood chopping block. And then over here we have our workbench. Now I like this. I like the nook. That's kind of cool because it has its own lighting. Feels like you're underground because you are. And then over here you have your tanning rack. But then if you come over to here, we have our stockpile. Now this is interesting. Got some natural rock formations in here as well as a big chest. And then an empty, kind of like an empty shelf. But over here it looks like we have some storage in some sacks, as well as some loose dwarven ingots and other stuff, as well as a big urn. So you can store a lot of the smithing materials inside of this big stockpile area. Kind of nice to have. Feels very medieval, almost as if that's going to be a torture chamber, or was a torture chamber at once. But kind of a cool basement. Nice to have all of the stuff that you need for smithing right there. Now, okay, now that we've seen the first floor as well as the basement, we can go ahead and move our way up to the second floor. Oh, I love that already. Holy crap, look at that natural light coming in through the windows, the beams of light coming through. Beautifully done. Now, let's see, any doors that way? No, okay. Now, let's see. This is... Ooh, hello there, bathroom. Oh, damn. Oh, this is nice. Look at this giant-ass marble tub. Got some rose petals in there. Those are actual roses. Okay, interesting. And then we have like a okay, this is a little bit gaudy for me, but that is pretty high class with a random hairbrush. And then a solid, looks like porcelain / marble toilet with the strangest opening animation I've seen, which you can indeed sit on the toilet bowl, which is interesting. But I guess if you gotta poop, you come over here. And I would imagine this is a fireplace. It's a pretty strange looking fireplace though. It's made out of, looks like marble, granite, and something else. Maybe this is like a steamer? Maybe you put in some hot coals and put in some water and it steams it almost like a sauna? Not sure. But even still, this is where you can store your clothes. Very cool. So we're going to go ahead and close that door. Go and keep all that stuff in there. And then open door. This seems to be... Is this the master bedroom or is it a guest bedroom? It doesn't seem ornate enough to be the master bedroom if I'm gonna be honest. But if it is, I like the ceilings. It all feels very Tuscan to me. I don't know. It feels like you got a stucco wall with, you know, the big wooden ceilings. All it needs is a tiled roof, and that would be really pretty. So this bed we can indeed sleep in. I like the treasure chest right here, or the chest at the end of the bed. Kind of cool to see. With a big lockbox over here. I like the way that chest looks. And then this seems to be maybe a miniature study, perhaps. Kind of cool. Now let's see, we have another door right here. What else do we have? This is the office. Now that button right there, I know I know most of you probably already saw it, but in the description of the mod, it does say don't push the button in the study. Just don't. You've been warned. I pushed it for you. It crashes your game. I don't know why it crashes it, but the mod author must have put it in here deliberately just to tease people. But yes. Looks like we have some cards on the table, as well as, oh, the chess set. Or, I don't think that's actually chess, because I remember someone telling me that that's actually not chess. I'm not sure. It's got the king and queen, though, and a bishop. So, I don't know. It looks like chess to me, so I'm going to go ahead and call it chess. Big mugs right there. Custom mugs, too. I like that. And then, it looks like non-activatable book storage, which is unfortunate for the bookworms of Skyrim, but... Let's see, where does this go? So this goes to the attic. Now the attic, this home actually does come with 2 followers in the attic. Now the mod author does say they're working on changing the voice for one of them, and you'll know which one instantly, so I hope it's not a woman with a man's voice or something like that. But up here in the attic is where they work. And here we are, inside of the attic, and there was one of them. Now let's see, what else do we have up here? Looks like a lot of nature. I love the solid exposed wooden beams across the white. Looks super beautiful. Super elven too, if I'm not gonna lie. Now it looks like over here we have our Staff Enchanter, which is nice to have, and we have our Fountain of Knowledge, which I think, yes, this is your enchanting table. And then over here we also have another enchanting table, as well as our alchemy table. So you have each and every single table that you need to craft things in this home, which is kind of nice. Now inside of here is where one of the followers is at. She's a little girl. We're going to go ahead and keep her inside of there. And then the other follower is an elvish woman with the hair of Daenerys. But this seems to be her study slash her room with a very oversized dream catcher, which is super pretty. But this is where they'll stay. So we're just going to go ahead and keep them up here. They can stay in the attic, because I'm not a big fan of followers, but for those of you that want some unique followers with your home, this might be the home for you. Now, I do believe that's everything that this mod has to offer, guys, as far as home space, as well as property around the area. If we come out on this door right here, this is actually a balcony that overlooks the lake area and the garden area that we looked at the beginning of the showcase. So as you can see, pretty cool. Now, like I said, I do believe that's everything that this home has to offer, but in the event of me missing something, do please let me know down there in the comment section, guys, of what I missed and where you can find it, and I will do my best to pin that comment for people to see with this video. So guys, I very much hope you enjoyed today's little mod showcase, and I will see you in the next video.